Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. Tuesday, January 30th, 2024. This is my post market report. Thank you, everybody, for being here. You're absolutely amazing, every single one of you. I want to start off with this. How about this? This is a headline right off of the top of Market Watch. The manner of deceit that's going to be flung at you moving forward here is going to be beyond freaking belief. Again, they must convince you that everything is fine. Our economy could not possibly be stronger. As a matter of fact, let's look at this headline. Consumer confidence climbs to two-year high. First of all, this is a complete falsehood to the highest possible order. People are falling behind on their bills faster than we've ever seen in history. Do your own research into this. Defaults on their debt faster than this, more so than the financial crisis or anything else that we've ever seen before. People have burned through their savings, layoffs, tens of thousands. We just got more announcements today, a couple of major corporations, more tens of thousands of people being laid off. People, again, can't survive. Again, of course, maybe they're referring to the 1% and 2%ers. Oh, they're very confident that it's going to continue this way because it is. Now, here's the next line of deceit here. U.S. inflation cools. See, for the average person, this may seem like they're saying inflation is falling. Inflation is not falling. What did we just get? The Fed's favorite indicator, personal consumption expenditures year over year, up 2.9%. It's rising. It is not coming down. But again, for the unknowing, most people, again, they walk through time and space not knowing who they are, what they're doing, or why they're doing it. They're going to think inflation is coming down here. And then you got this economy keeps growing. Is that why? Let me explain this to you in case you don't know. Let's make a little game out of this. Why is it that these major corporations are laying off tens of thousands of people? Is it because choice A, that our economy is booming and it's fantastic, or choice B, because it's going down the toilet like a turd? What do you think? Which A or B? Let me know, because I'm not that bright. But this is the kind of stuff that gets to me. And if you notice, it's the same script. Every single channel, same thing, pushing it. It's true. Believe, television, programmed. That's what they're doing. And this, we called this out at the beginning of not the year that passed, which we did. We said it was going to get even worse, but the year prior to that, it's going to get even more monumental. Now, I want to comment on something that was just posted here. Market close, expect some kind of retaliation. Exactly. 90% of the time, all right, this is what you get once the market closes or on weekends. And I expect, let's see if Greg Mannarino is correct here. I expect this weekend, after the close on Friday, we're going to hear about a major U.S. attack on Iranian targets. Iran is going to be drawn into this. We all know that. You got politicians pointing their fingers at it. You got prior military commanders saying that we have to do this. I mean, they're floating everybody out to convince the American people that this is the right thing to do. You know it is, because they're telling you. And if they're saying it, it must be true. You can't make this stuff up. It's absolutely impossible to do. So, look, on the economic front, there's really not too much going on today. Tomorrow's the big day. Tomorrow's the big freak show of freak shows. We're going to hear from the supreme it of all time, and I'm referring to the Fed chairperson here, who's going to come out here and lie to you and tell you things like inflation is cooling, and tell you that consumer confidence is high, and tell you that the economy keeps growing. Strip out military spending, strip out war spending, and we are in the negative. Let's talk about a few more things here with our economy. What do we know is going on? And what are they telling us? What are they allowing us to know by their own numbers? Well, manufacturing in the toilet, remaining in contraction. Factory activity remaining in contraction. Business activity slowing. Business spending, a major leading indicator, non-existent. Every single forward-looking economic indicator, everyone bar none, okay, is pointing lower. In other words, the economy is going to slow further. But no, the economy is resilient. See, that's something else that I wanted to tell you about. So the IMF today, we heard last year warning after warning after warning from the International Mafia Fund, IMF here, talking about U.S. debt out of control, talking about U.S. economy free falling, world economy free falling. Now all of a sudden, the tune has changed. Maybe they just got the memo that this is a presidential selection year. Oh, no, you can't say that. So now they're upgrading the global economy because the U.S. economy, are you ready for this? Is their words, is so resilient. Can't make it up. You can't make this stuff up. It's impossible to do. But that's what they're throwing at us, people. Anyway, what else did I write here, man? I was just, look, I was just writing fake news, more deceptions, more distractions. And we're going to see tomorrow. Oh, it's going to be just lovely. And then you're going to hear the questions and answers. If you have the displeasure, like I am going to have, of watching the Q&A, just watch how it plays out. 90% at least of the questions that he's asked when he speaks to everyone over there, these are all scripted. He's asked the questions. These are the cherry picked. And then once the question is asked, he immediately looks down. He does this to see what the answer is. Oh, well, let me tell you what I'm supposed to say, because that's where, that's what it's all about. And then they get once in a while, someone with a set of, what's I'm talking about, what I'm talking about down there? Yeah, with a set of has the guts to ask something that's maybe not in the script. And then, of course, they don't get invited back. That's how it works. This whole thing is a game. It's a charade. Nothing is what it appears to be. You all know that. The market today, look, the big story wasn't what the market did or did not do. It was the 10-year yield. The 10-year yield is dropping, just as you and I have said it would for I don't know how freaking long. On Friday at the close, 4.17 on the 10-year yield. 10-year yield, 4.05. I cannot wait to see what happens to the 10-year yield once we, vaporize a couple of targets over there in Iran and around that area over there. It's not going to stop. And of course, weapons sales we just found out. A banner year for weapons sales, the United States to the world. We're arming the world to the teeth. Weapons are of our own making, going to be used against us, obviously. How does that work? I guess it's the whole thing, the military-industrial complex, how it greases the wheels with our blood and our guts, and it's not going to stop until they've killed maybe half the world's population. Probably that's about right. Sound about right to you? Probably is about right. Carlos, thank you. Anyway, going back to the market. 10-year yield lower. Dow higher. S&P lower. The NASDAQ took the biggest hit today, falling about 0.7 something percent. Nothing going on major. This market needs to fall. I mean, we've had nothing, but we're going straight up. No surprise to you or me. We called this way before it happened. We called everything before it happened. Do you realize that? More than 90% of the time we're right. And I'm proud to say that. I really am proud to say that. Cryptocurrencies did well, quarter bid. Gold bid higher. Silver, not so much, but did catch a bid here. Crude oil getting bid higher. Imagine my shock. Imagine your shock here. You can't make this stuff up. Again, I'm going to keep saying it over and over again, but that's really the truth here. I was writing this down. More companies. You and I, you remember what we said at the end of last year? Watch for the mass layoffs that were going to happen this year. I mean, did we nail this to the wall, or did we nail it to the wall? I don't know another way to put it. It's amazing when you see, look, all it takes is you just got to know where to look. And you got to talk to the right people. I talk to everybody. So maybe, just maybe, okay, without saying anything overtly, maybe I get a little information that other people don't get. All right. But I share it with all you guys. Okay. Everything that I tell you here, it's possible that I get a little bit of information that maybe other people don't get. But that's okay. Because I don't hide it. I don't keep this to myself. Whatever I learn of, you all know about it. And that's the truth. And that's why, look, like I always tell you, I'm no smarter than anybody. Definitely not smarter than anybody here. Robert, thank you. But I get by with a little help from my friends. Ooh, gonna try. I know, don't quit my day job, right? I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. You always look, you and me, let's step back for a moment here. What are we doing? And I've outlined this many times, but I want you to ponder what I'm about to say, maybe a little more so. Are you ready for this? We are playing a game of incomplete information, meaning we can gather as much information as we can, and we can get a lot of it, but we're always filling in gaps. You understand? We have to fill in these gaps to the best of our ability to, kind of make very good calls on what's going to happen. We're never going to be right 100% of the time because, again, we're filling in gaps and we have no choice but to fill in gaps. It's the way it is. This is the way. Do you know what a guy like me gets paid if I were working for like a major bank? Way, way more than I make off of any of this stuff. But I would never work for a major institution. I've been offered some pretty substantial positions here just recently, as a matter of fact, maybe a week ago, to go work for a hedge fund here. But no, I won't do it. I won't do it because that would mean I would have to leave all of you. And I would never leave all of you. Never. I got your back. We got each other's back always. And that's what gives us another edge that is frankly insurmountable, at least in my view. We can't possibly be beaten. Even filling those gaps that we have no choice but to fill in. Look, the information is all out there. You just gotta look for it. You just gotta analyze it. You gotta put this together in a way that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, then obviously it's wrong. And that's why I always ask you all the time, hey, does this make sense to you what I'm saying? Because if it doesn't, tell me where I get it wrong. And I am willing to learn a new trick. I may be old, but I'm not that old. You know what I mean? I can learn something new here. Anyway, what is there anything specific that you guys and girls want to talk about before we go end this here today? Let's see. First of all, please share this stuff, people. Let me say that again. It's really important to get this stuff out there. I'm not on any social networks. I'm on Twitter. As you know, I started retweeting stuff. This video will show up over there. I'm not on Facebook, but I'm not on a lot of these social media things. And a lot of times, if you see people using my name, it's not me. Be sure that you know who these people are. But so I count on all of you to get this stuff out there. It's really, really important, at least in my view. And if you want to keep it to yourself, that's fine. But I think people need to hear this stuff, honestly. All right. Chance of a pivot tomorrow, 0. I don't think they're not ready yet, in my view, to start cutting. It's coming, but not yet. The states making their own central banks and currencies. No, I don't foresee that. The central banks, the Federal Reserve, is the most powerful central bank on the planet right now. In fact, central banks collectively are the most powerful organizations in the world, and they're backed by the military, okay? They have the military in their pocket. They decide who dies. They decide who lives. They decide whether or not the military is going to attack inward or outward. Understand that. That's just the way it is. You understand? Unfortunately, that's the truth. And they can, at this point, they're way, way, way too powerful. I mean, unless there was a revolt on an enormous scale. All our politicians work for the central banks. Every single one. And every single one of them running for president today works for the central banks. You may think that's different. You'd bet the family fortune on it. Ain't true. Whoever gets behind the Resolute desk, number one, is going to be a traitor. That's a person they have selected to do their bidding, and they are going to do their bidding. There is no doubt about it. Whatever you may think is going to happen, the Fed's going to go away. All of a sudden, we're going to end up in some kind of a utopian society. We're all going to be prosperous. No, the two-tier society can't be stopped, and it's just right here. And we're there now, and it's going to get a lot worse moving forward as they create more slaves to the system. I would expect other freaky things to come along down the pike here. Another scamdemic, another kind of a thing that's going to cause death on an unprecedented scale and be blamed on car accidents and whatever else they can do. Whatever it is. I mean, it's all fake. You all know that. It's completely out of control. And I wish we could restore the republic, Slick Rick. And we're trying. That's what this is about, raising awareness. You have to understand, I'm not out here only talking about the stinking, I was going to say something bad, the markets, which are very important. The world function, we function off of this thing here. We got to participate in their system, so we weaponize the system against those that are trying to destroy us. But this whole thing is much deeper than that, much deeper, in my opinion here. We cover a lot of stuff that you're not going to hear anywhere here. And I think it's pretty easy. And again, this is the rebellion. It starts here. It starts with education. It's letting people understand what's happened to them. When people see things like this, like a headline like, oh, consumer confidence is growing. Meanwhile, they're miserable. They can't make ends meet. They can't pay bills. They're borrowing from everyone they could borrow from, and then some. Okay, they owe everybody. And then they hear that inflation is cooling, and then they understand, well, why can't I feed my family? And then their economy keeps growing. Why can't I find a job? Why did my company just lay me off? When people see this, they don't understand. It's a psyop. You understand? And then what do? They surrender. Then they become slaves to the system. This thing has been so well executed, so impeccably thought out to the nth degree. They got us all by the throats, except you and me again, because we know who our enemy is. We know what they freaking want. And this is how they get everybody. This is it right here. You when you saw this, I know some of you saw it before me, probably laughing. You're laughing. I'm laughing. Or I'm crying. One of the two. Anyway, all right, people. So we're going to call this is kind of a long video. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your love, your friendship, your support. Thank you for those thumbs up. We must improve those thumbs up. People, come on. How hard is it to hit the damn thumbs up? Please do that. It lets this stuff get out there. I need you. It's a requirement. If you're part of my team, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Tech Tuesday. Did you see it? I did my first tech on my Tech Tuesday. I talked about tire pressure with pro radials or drag radials on my Instagram. I hope you check it out, people. I really, really do. All right, look, I am out of here. From the heart, people. I love all of you. And I mean this with all I got. We got each other. We take care of each other. And that's what it's all about. That is what it's all about. All right. I am out of here, and I'll see you all in the morning. Okay. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. That's the way it's going to be. I'll see you.